Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Hello. I don't know if this mic is working.
They're playing flat shot draws.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good point.
They both miss it.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, that seems to be working.
I told her that I went after to have a lot of water boys. Good way. I apologize now in advance. I thought I
coached her on what to say. The only reason she passed
was North Dakota. There's a curling hot hand? Absolutely. 100%. You only had a 20-minute drive.
All right. Welcome to the 2020 Yale SuperSpiel College Bonspiel. There's a team out on the ice right now. They're actually doing draws for closest to the pin contest that helps position or determine hammer and also may be used, I believe, for tiebreakers. I'm Craig Steffen here at the Nutmeg Curling Club. The 9 a.m. draw will be underway shortly once they're done with the draws that they're doing right now. For the 9 a.m. draw, we have the C event final on Sheet C, which will feature RPI, Rochester Polytechnic Institute, against Harvard. I'll go through the names in a bit. On Sheet A, we have the Rochester Institute of Technology against Villanova 2. And on Sheet B, we have the Yale team versus UPenn. All right, looks like they finished up with the draw to the button work that needed to be done. The rest of the teams will be on their way out there. All right, I'm getting a thumbs up from a parent of one of the, I'm thinking Yale teams, but I'm not absolutely sure. Maybe UPenn, since looks like Dad has a big P on his back.
Unbelievable. Every morning.
All right, the ice has been prepped. The bell just got rung to get ready to send them out to start the 9 a.m. draw. Looks like it's going to be the 10 a.m. draw or 9:05 draw, whatever. He's starting up shortly. All right, it appears that Harvard has a cheer. We've got one RIT player, at least, in nice elven ears. By the way, the theme for this year's Bonspiel is a is a Harry Potter Hogwarts theme. So again, on sheet A, we have the RIT House Elves against the Villanova Kings Cross the Center team. On sheet B, we have Yale's Weasley Wizards in the freezer against the UPenn Hogline Express. And on sheet C, with the C event final, we have RPI, Rochester Polytechnic, platform 9 3/4 buried against the Harvard team. Take the port key. So on sheet A, the RIT team, the lead is Joe Mitchell. Second is Trevor Powers. The third is Joe Urbano. And the fourth is Morgan Big Borg Shine, although they are going to be switching. The third is actually the skip. So they're switching who's throwing the final stones. And that's RIT versus Villanova. On Villanova, the lead is Liam Woods. The second is Matt Cregan. The vice is Peter Kratz. And the skip is Sean Knowles. On sheet B, we have the lead Tang Ho, or Zhou. The second is Jackson Higginbottom. The vice is Brian Bogan. And the skip is Emily Peterson. And for UPenn against Yale, we have the lead Abe Sabo. Second, Patrick Schaefer. Third, Ziggy Boo. And the skip, Sophie Legler. And then on sheet C, for RPI, we have James Cassidy at lead, Ross Lancaster at second, Caitlin Holt at vice, and David Dankowski as the skip. And then or Donkowski. And then for Harvard, we have Lara Tich as the lead, and second, Brett Monson. The vice is Jack Schroeder, and the skip is Jack Cordes. All right, all the owls have been cleared from the sheets, the spell books have been put away, and it's time to go to work. Unlike Quidditch, you only have 4 people on a team in curling, 4 on 4. Each person throws 2 stones. They alternate between the 2 teams. Who gets to throw the first stone or who gets to throw the last stone, the hammer, is determined at the beginning of the game. And I will establish who's got hammer for this first in once they actually start throwing.
It's kind of funny because none of them are like so many years. I think someone merged as like but they're competitors. Like, yeah. What?
So we have a nice crowd of people of other, a couple of the schools brought 2 teams, and it looks like we've got some parents and friends here. So we got a nice crowd in a warm room to watch this 9 a.m. draw. The game on sheet C is a final. The other 2 games are play-ins to the finals.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, we're underway, and yellow through first, so red has the hammer. And I'm going to have to do a little work to figure out who's which color. Okay, it appears that Villanova is yellow. And they do not have a hammer. RIT is red on sheet C. On sheet B, the advantage of a college spiel is many of them have their colleges on their clothing. However, I can't read it. Okay. All right, over on... All right, what color is Yale over there on sheet B?
Yale is red.
Yale's red, thank you. That makes U Penn yellow by fearsome powers of logical deduction. Okay.
I don't know her first. I think I should.
It's swapped, so now it's RIT.
RIT is red. Okay. Okay, so on sheet C, RPI has the hammer and their lead.
I don't know.
Actually, their lead's throwing their second stone.
What we're kind of doing is, if we send 5, we just link up with other clubs. Like, hey, I'm sending 5. Well, then if like so, if you do 2 rows, we have 5. We just say, hey, if we have,
Oh, actually, I take it back. It appears that they have switched the sheets on me. So I have made a mistake on the sheet C team, which is the C event final, is RIT versus Villanova. Okay. And on sheet A must be RPI and Harvard, unless they goofed up this. No, this is Harvard here. Oh, it's okay. I'm all right.
Yeah, everybody will be fun too.
RPI versus Harvard on sheet C is fine.
You can look it up. There's an option. I've heard of Jersey. Like $70. I guess that's North Dakota. It's North Dakota. So.
Thank you very much.
Which actually isn't that how far away it is. A house. Nice house.
You can also try VRBO.
Yeah. Was it 13? I'm looking right now. Yeah. Oh, isn't that like a map? Ooh, entire condominium. 1 king bed and 3 single beds. That actually would work. Would 2 people get king bed? Let's see what works out. What's the name of it? I think it's just far on. Yeah, the FN. There's a pizza and an Applebee's.
Yeah, the Harvard team's second's trying to do a takeout on sheet C. They're sweeping really hard, trying to get a little cut and maybe get both of the yellows. And they got a jam, so they got rid of one. Not sure who's counting it. Looks like it might be red. Can never trust the cameras, but looks like it's probably red now. I am going to stay mostly with the 6 house view so that people can go back and see all the shots. We'll occasionally switch to a zoomed in view. Over on sheet A, lots of stones in the back of the house. On sheet B, got a few guards and a couple in the four. Well, actually, looks like one in a 12-foot and one in a 4-foot. Okay. Sheet C, RPI. Well, I'm not sure what they were trying there, but they got a little tick off the front red and snuck in and are now counting, biting a 4-foot on the right side, but they're quite exposed. So the Harvard team will attempt to hit and roll off that stone. They're going inside out. This could be interesting. This stone will tend to curl a fair amount. So, okay, he just gave it a little bit more broom. The teams are a mix of undergraduate and graduate students from the various universities. So the takeout on sheet C is on its way. They're sweeping quite hard, but looks like they're going to get contact and should get rid of it. Yep. All right. So now I believe Harvard is counting 2. And they do have the hammer, so they're in a pretty good situation early on in this first in. Again, over on sheet A with RIT versus Villanova. Got a bunch of red and yellow stones in the back of the house. So lots of things to go sit on if they want to. Not sure who has hammer there. I have to get a chance. I can tell. Got 3 yellow stones and 3 red. Yeah, okay. So it looks like a red's got hammer on sheet A also. So that I believe is RIT. Sheet B can take out on its way. Clipped out the front red, but left 2 counting reds, 3 counting reds. Oh, actually, did they chip out their own stone? Oops. Oops. So Harvard's piling of stones in the house. Looks like they're electing to put another one in, maybe try to just promote the rightmost stone a little bit. Counting 4.
Yeah, like the entire club changed. Like we had like it was kind of like this, and like we had like legit like 7 or 8 seniors. Not that many, but we had like mostly seniors. We came back and it was us, me, you, and Sean, Jeremy, Nick didn't do it. I think Peter. Well, no, he wasn't a freshman. He was a freshman to sophomore. Oh,
All right, so the Harvard has piled another stone into the house. RPI is probably going to be quite interested in cleaning it up a little bit here, try to get rid of some of those stones to cut them down so they don't get a big early in. I think I'm surrounded by Villanova fans here. All right, got at least Villanova also?
Harvard.
Harvard, okay. We got 3 Villanova fans and 1 Harvard fan. Well, right now the Harvard fan is happy, but it's early. Are you guys on the other Villanova team?
What happened?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the first.
Yeah.
So how many are undergraduates? How many graduates?
All undergraduates.
All undergrads? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like the Yale team has some graduate students.
So we have 3 seniors on this team, and then the lead's a freshman.
Okay, so the Villanova team, 3 seniors and a first-year student. And what's your majors?
I'm civil engineering.
So 2 civil engineers.
Yep.
No, well, actually, I think they didn't tell me this. You know any of these guys?
Right over there with the hat, a civil engineer also.
Okay, so we got a bunch of civil engineers here. All right, so they're doing all the force vectors and all the flows and the rates of travel, and they're Okay, I think that was a nice shot. Got rid of 2 of the Harvard stones, and so right now Harvard is counting 1, but the Villanova stone is quite exposed, so they'll call for the takeout.
Yeah.
Okay, who do we have here cheering for Yale? Who's my Yale cheers? All right, we got some Yale. Yeah, who's here for UPenn? Oh, no. Okay, they like UPenn. And down on the far end, RIT. Villanova. Wait, that's...
Yeah. I think Penn.
Okay.
Harvard.
We're in the middle.
Yeah, that was a close one.
Because that's what the whole
Yeah.
controversy.
Yeah, Harvard's quite a little bit bigger. we do. I think you should do the same thing.
Oh, did they? Yeah.
Clear it out. For the whole house. They haven't thrown yet. They haven't thrown yet. So just delivery.
So this is the first, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
First draw of the morning. First end.
It's kicking now though.
Oh,
You guys know who my cards are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've been doing it 4 years now. They get 2 first year.
Oh, you're on the team.
Yeah, 1 team too. Yeah.
Here, I should explain it.
Oh yeah, we have yeah. There's a binder somewhere.
Nah, I've watched it once before.
and I'm confused because I thought this was RPI.
Yeah, it got changed. They did an LSD to see who was gonna play in the A bracket and the C bracket.
Ah, so they switched it on
Yeah,
me
they
and didn't
switched it.
tell me.
It's hard.
I'm like, why are these guys all got Villanova? Okay, so Villanova is RPI.
Yes.
Okay.
The Villanova against Harvard.
Yeah.
What's that? At Harvard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harvard NC, yeah. And RPI is playing arts.
Like looking at all the shirts and they're all got Villanova and
Yeah,
Villanova fans are sitting here cheering for them. And so obviously I'm wrong, but that's not what was on the board over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Villanova versus Harvard for the C event final.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and RPI is playing RIT.
Yes. The event. So
Okay.
it's usually
So Rensselaer and Rochester. We got R versus R over on sheet A.
So the team that craps the A event. So right now, these are the 2 semifinal matchups on A and B.
So they had some controversy about the scoring, and they ended up changing where the teams were, and forgot to change the sheet that I got all my information from. So sheet C is actually Villanova versus Harvard. And sheet A is RIT versus RPI.
I believe, yeah.
And they're 8 games. No.
Yeah, 18s make it. Yes, 16
No,
teams.
6 and 7.
Oh,
B is 5 and 6.
That makes more sense. At least I got it figured out before the first end was done.
I think B is 5
Yeah, C is 7.
and then this B is the losers.
oh,
These two.
yeah. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this
Harvard has an open take on a Villanova stone to be sitting 3. His takeout is on its way.
Last time I saw it, they were the color, and it kept confusing me.
Oh yeah, you're all red team too.
College?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's curling. He's going to get contact. This should be pretty good. He's sitting so. All right. So that was the hammer on sheet C for Harvard. They took out the Villanova stone, and Harvard takes an early 3-0 lead. But there's 8 ins. Lots of, oh, this guy's doing a little crazy slide thing down the side, walking on the side at the same time. Okay, he seemed to survive. Must be a hockey player. Can usually tell the hockey players they do crazy things.
He's been injured so much. I'm pretty sure he's just fearless.
Oh, he's just fearless. Okay, all right. So, yeah, typical lead. And off we go. I take that back. He's not the lead. That's the skip. Even worse.
Know each other.
We practice every week. We go to the same club at home, so we practice every week.
All right, good. Now that I actually have the team sorted out properly.
Like it's, it's a good time.
I think she might try to take it. Yeah.
Okay.
Why was this?
So Harvard starts on sheet C, trying to put a center line guard up. Doesn't get as much curl as they thought. It slides into the house, so Villanova immediately calls for the takeout. Okay, I'm going to walk over and take a look at a couple of the other two sheets. So I didn't realize I had switched the teams. That I thought it was Harvard versus RPI over here. That's what's on the board over there. But anyway, this is Villanova versus Harvard. Yeah, got it sorted out now. So over here on sheet A, I'm migrating a little bit. We got Battle of the R's. RPI and Rochester Institute of Technology and and Rensselaer Polytechnic. Yeah. I would say it's a battle of the geeks, but the whole thing is a big battle of the geeks. Now, by the way, I'm a geek. I'm a chemistry PhD. I teach at Fairfield University. So
you can say
oh, yeah, I could say that. Been there 27 years, torturing sophomores.
Oh, wow.
When they complain about organic chemistry,
oh, you're that?
That's me.
I remember those days. Yeah, you're that guy.
So what happened here in the first inning?
I think we got 3.
Who's we?
All right.
RIT. Okay, so RIT jumps out the 3-0 lead against RPI on sheet A.
Assuming we know how to do this. So, yeah.
Oh, wait and see what they put up on the board.
2? I think we got 2.
I don't know if they've hung anything yet.
Yeah, I can't see.
Yeah.
They're like yesterday.
So what's all the majors here? What are they majoring in? All undergraduates or graduates?
Chemical engineering.
Chemical engineering?
Mechie.
Oh, mechanical. ME.
Computer science.
Computer science. What else we got?
I'm with the computer science.
Oh, okay. What's for them?
He is another Mechie.
Another Mechie. Yeah. Had a whole bunch of, I think, civil engineers over on sheet C.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We
We need
we need better ice.
Better ice.
We need better ice. Yeah. This is the far one, and this is the close one here.
Yeah.
This one is right here.
Yeah, I kept looking at this one. Like, what is going on?
And we just installed the new monitors you see out there above the houses. So, and that actually is showing the opposite house. So you can look and see exactly where the stones are in the other house.
I know, we were wondering why all the kids would come up and they're looking up.
Yeah,
like,
so
oh, that
that's
makes
they're
sense
looking
now.
at this so they can see that house and looking straight down on it.
I don't know how that kid.
All right, on sheet B, who scored in the first in there?
Penn took one.
Penn took one. All right, so Penn takes a 1-0 lead over Yale in the first in. We still don't have the score hung up on A, so I didn't see it. We think it's 3-0. I believe RPI. RIT. Okay.
Orange versus red.
Orange versus red. Yeah. Well, and they switched the teams on me. Something happened with the scoring, and so I didn't even have the right teams on sheet C. Okay, UPenn put one in the house. Yale threw a couple through, so now UPenn has one top 4 and a guard. Yale's going to try to chip it out. Let's see if they have enough curl this morning to get this. Looks like about a third of the stone is visible on sheet B. Looks pretty good if it curls, but I'm not sure it's going to come back enough. It's drifting out a little bit. Yeah, going to be a flash. Weight was good, just a little wide. Oh, Ed Simia's in the house.
No, we try to get these back. You do, but we were like 1 and 2 yesterday. We weren't bad yesterday. Yeah, she on this ice? Yeah, against the team on this ice, she was like top in the tournament. Pretty close to it. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, dude. That's the thing. Like, I've noticed, like, when you're like a second or a third, if you miss, I mean, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, when I miss my shots, it's like it's again the one.
Oh, beautiful shot. Beautiful shot on sheet C.
Perfect. It don't even touch it at all.
Came right through the gap and set on the back stone. He's counting. Oh, beautiful shot by the Villanova. I believe it was the second shot. So that would be Matt Cregan.
I can't tell where you guys, because it's a big overhead shot.
All right, on sheet B, Yale still trying to get rid of that stone in the top 4. It looks like they can get contact this time. Not going to have enough energy to get rid of it, though. They just kind of bumped it and split it. They did get it out behind that guard, which is good. They left their stone exposed, so UPenn is going to go for the hit and roll off the Yale stone. For those who might be new to the sport, a very, very basic strategy is fairly straightforward. If you don't have the hammer, you want to make it hard for the team to make that last shot. So you try to crowd up the front of the house and in front and just in front. And if you do have the hammer, you want to leave it open. And so you put stones on the sides of the house or on the sides out in front so you can hide behind them. And then set up that last shot to get as many points as you can. The scoring is just like bocce. Closest stone to the button gets a point. If the next stone is the same color, you get another point. But as soon as you switch to the opposite color, then you stop counting. And you do have to be touching the house, which is the target area that you see in the video. You have to be touching at least the outer ring to be possibly scoring. And by touching, it means just even if just the edge of the stone is touching the edge of the circle, then it can count. All right, Villanova's shot here coming in very nicely, coming right up to the 4 foot, right into the 8 foot. Looks like they are counting too. Unfortunately, didn't curl enough, so it's not hidden. So the Harvard team will immediately call for a takeout. They hit this just right. They could double both yellows out. Hit the yellow into the other yellow and pick it out and send them out the back. A little bit tough because the second yellow, which is currently the closest stone, is likely to jam. Oh, he's a little wide. Yep. And trying to sweep. Oh, no, that one drifted out.
Yeah, when you told me I did the wrong side. Yeah, Joe just
I don't know why you switched.
It's called directional sweeping.
No, I didn't do that. He went the wrong way. He did the wrong side.
Yeah, and it can work a little bit. It's actually better at slowing down the curl than it is adding to curl. It's very tough to add to the curl. Yeah. Unless you're using an illegal broom, which a few years ago they had a big controversy in curling because certain brooms were scratching the ice in a way that made it possible to significantly affect the curvature of the stone or the curl. Oh, nice shot by Villanova. Little bump, puts one right on the button, counting 2. They are lined up, so a double is possible. The Yale team trying to get a stone off the button of UPenn, but they just missed. So right now, UPenn is counting 1 and 3. Back over on sheet C. Harvard immediately calls for the takeout and a reasonable chance of doubling these 2 out of there. He's going to be careful. There's some jam possibilities with the second stone. Puts the broom right down next to the stone. Going to throw it fairly high speed so it will not curl much. So going for a takeout.
Yep. I really lost my voice.
All right, so Jack Cordes' shot, the skip for Harvard. His stone is on the way. It's a little bit wide. He's going to peel the front one out. Hopefully it doesn't jam. Oh, it did jam. Oh, lots of running around, sweeping in the back of the house. So the Yellowstone, one Yellowstone is taken out, but it leaves 2 Yellowstones counting. So Villanova's going to call for the probably top 12. The perfect shot here bites the 8-foot so that if Harvard takes it out, they're not counting. So, or you could put a high guard up in a 2 or 3 guard. But I believe the call is to bring it into the top of the house. The problem with the biting the 8-foot, maybe it's not perfect, is because it does make the double a little bit easier. So they may just decide to protect their 2 and put one out in front of the house. This stone looks a little toasty, but it's hard to tell the weight from inside. But the sweepers are not sweeping, so it definitely is a little bit fast. It's going to come in and it's going to chip the red or the yellow sitting on the button. It's going to just bump it. It may actually bump it out. It's got a lot of energy. So unfortunately, just threw it a little bit hard. The Harvard skip sweeps it out the back. I'm not sure if he got rid of it or not, but it's way in the back. Shouldn't come into play. It is there. Its purpose now is to trip the skips. They call that a skip tripper. Okay, we got the score up over there on sheet A, and red got 3, and I believe red is RIT. Yes. So Villanova counting 2 here on sheet C. They do have the hammer, but Harvard has an open take for 1 and a possibility of getting 2. It's a big shot here in this early on. He misses a shot. Villanova has a shot and a chance to tie it up very quickly. If he makes his shot, then Villanova's going to be just struggling for their 1.
What is he doing?
He's checking out the line from very, very, very low.
Yes.
We have one of the Villanova teammates kind of on the ground behind the house. Oh, there he popped back up.
He didn't skip.
All right, the stone's on its way, and it's curling. It's actually over curling, and they're going to have to sweep really hard to keep this off the guard. Looks like they might make it. They got it. They're going to get one of them, and it's going to peel out. So Villanova will have an open draw for 2.
Oh, about that. Sean's worst nightmare. Yeah, our skip has always said his worst nightmare is an open draw.
Oh, the easiest shot in curling. Oh, yeah, just draw the house, no problem. Whee! And you usually end up, having skipped a few times myself, throwing it light. You're like, oh, don't throw it through the house, don't throw it. And you're like,
No, he throws it through the house. It wouldn't be too bad.
yeah, but if he hits on the back one, he doesn't count.
No, why not?
Yeah, so he should just throw.
In theory, throw a button shot. He had to.
Just hit the button.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
He had to do LSD throws today, so should have a good barometer for to go now.
And all else fails, blame the sweeper. So I didn't say that.
Yeah. I do all the time.
All right, the stone's on its way for Villanova's, but it looks a little bit light. I may have called it. Yep, I got to draw the house shot. I feel bad for him, but it happens. Believe me, that comes from many years of experience of doing exactly that myself. So, all right, so Villanova gets 1. It's 3-1. It's still very early. Still got 6 ends left. All right, over on sheet B, I see a whole ton of yellow rocks, and 1 red rock looks like it's counting number 2 in the back 4, and 1 yellow stone sitting right on the button. Yale does have the hammer, and I believe this actually is the hammer on sheet B. So Yale's trying to figure out some way to sneak that stone in there and salvage the end. Let's walk over here so I can take a look at the house very closely. Is there any way for the Yale team to get a stone in there? looks a little bit tough.
I don't think it's four.
Yeah, so he's got to be careful because he may not want to try anything crazy. Because right now, well, no, actually, I think he may be. I don't know who's counting. There's the red and the Yellowstone biting the 4 foot.
It's not he because both skips are female.
Oh, okay. I've just been informed that it's she because both the skips are female on sheet B, but they have a difficult shot.
Gotta be a bit more weight too.
It looks like they're going to try to draw in and just chip the yellow that's sitting on the button. They could also be trying to.
If we were third, we should probably hit this.
Can't tell until they actually throw it to tell what they're actually trying.
On the first one, on the first shot.
Think they're trying to run. Think they're trying to run back?
No, I think they're just trying to, or trying to.
Oh, cut them down. Yeah.
Put enough weight.
The number one and the number two, number three stone might be a measurement. It's close. All right, this looks like it's gonna starting to curl. The sweepers are on it hard. This looks promising. It's gonna hit the front guard. Blink. All right, so at least one yellow. Now we'll see if they measure. I think, no, they're looking at it. They're looking at it. Okay, they decided. They kicked them, so we don't know what it actually was till they put the score up. All right, over here we got RPI versus RIT on sheet A.
Yeah, the whole stretch.
Right now, red is counting 2, which I believe is RIT. And yellow is about to fire their hammer shot, looking to try to figure out a way to get into the 4 foot and get their 1. I'm thinking a little bump and run off one of the red stones might be their best thing. Come inside out and then hit the red and then slide into the button. That looks like what they're calling with the amount of room. We got the warm-blooded RPI guy with his shorts on. So this, I believe, yeah, this is the hammer. The call is to come down and draw down to the red stone and just bump it back so that they're counting. Doesn't even need to move much. Just needs to get to it and move it. Maybe 1 stone's worth. A delicate shot, but certainly makeable. Looks a little bit.
What do you think?
Oh, hard to tell. No, he's going to curl too much. He's going to hit the front yellow. Go for the run back. Come off. Nope, they came off a little bit too late to get the run back. It's just going to split it, and I think we got 2 reds. And they're kicking stones. So I believe that means RIT is going up 5 zip now on sheet A. Let's see what actually scored here on sheet B. Was it 1 or 2? It was just 1. Okay. So UPenn is up 2 zip after 2 ends on sheet B against Yale. Still early.
They could get it. They hit cars and appeals.
All right, so back over here on sheet C, which is our only final this morning at 9 a.m. I believe it's the C of it final. Right now, ooh, Villanova sitting 3 with 1 yellow stone or 1 red stone up out front, and they biting the 8 foot.
Harvard's going to fight fiercely.
Yeah, and it looks like, oh yeah. Well, I'm guessing they're going to try to go for the double here, hit that Yellowstone just off the right of the center, and they could get 2. Actually, just hit it on the nose that they might get 2. Well, lots of weight, but a little bit narrow. See how much this. If they keep it, they can hold it and keep it around the guard. They're going to have a good shot here. but it looks like it's it's hard to tell. Boom. Oh, all right, it got one of them. Yeah, it just curled a tiny bit too much.
Add guards there now.
All right. Oh yeah.
We almost had a guard there. So
In the immortal words of Captain Kirk, shields up.
Yeah, exactly. We had one. It was in I think it was against Yale yesterday. Where we had like 4 stones just sitting horizontally in front of the house. Dude. It
Yeah.
was so well guarded.
It's like a little conga line.
All right, so Villanova does call for the guard. The stone's on its way. It looks a little toasty though. I think it might go into the house.
You can keep like sliding, but like
Got to be careful here. This might actually bump the red in. It's slowing down. It's a nice shot. Just a tiny bit too much. Actually, oh. Yeah, so Harvard's going to answer by running one of those reds back, the left red back.
Yeah, you could honestly launch those reds back and see.
That's my guess. This is what they'll do.
Raise takeout.
If you look closely, you'll see the curlers who are sweeping. You'll see them holding watches in their hand. They're actually timing the stones. What they do is they time the stone from the back line, which is way in the back of the house, to the hog line. And then they use that time to give them an idea as where the stone might end up. So once you've played a few ends and timed a few, you know that, for example, 2.67 might be where a shot that's going to end up on the tee line. All right, so the takeout's on his way. He's going to get a good contact on his red stone, and he shoots and gets rid of one yellow. Okay, so that's a decent shot. Villanova calling here. Oh, he's going for the to push the red stone back and try to double him out, but he's quite wide. He's gonna miss out on the left side. So he just came out a little bit wonky, and it's gonna flash.
A little bit.
Yeah. I always do like boxing shuffle using my big example. Yeah. I was trying to put on Jordan team once. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of like they go, what's curling like? I was like, it's kind of like bocce being shuffleboard. He goes, I don't know either of those games. I go, okay, I didn't explain how sports do that.
Bowling on ice.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah, Harvard looks like the call was just to draw another one in. And the sweepers are not doing anything. It looks like it's a little bit hot. So this one might just slip out the back. The Villanova skip is going to sweep that Harvard stone right out of the back of the house. They can, the opposing skip can only sweep past the center line, just bisecting the house left to right.
Why did they skip
So Villanova immediately calls to try their takeout again on the red stone up front and hopefully push it back and split out the other one. Interesting call because it could jam. Yeah, that may have been the call. It may have. Oh. All right, so he did hit his own yellow stone up front, which ran back onto the 2 in the back 4 foot, but it left 2 reds counting. So Harvard's calling for the draw in here. They'll be counting 3 if they pull this off, and a perfect shot goes in behind the guard and buries right on the button.
That's gone way too
Yeah, I'm going to take a quick look here at far B. U pin stones coming in. Everyone see, okay, so right now looks like Yale is number 1 and U pin is 2-3. And a U pin stun is coming in, but it's coming in a little bit hot.
And then they sit on
And they're sweeping it, so they're going to bring it right to the just. Okay, it's slowed down nicely.
Then they're touching the middle.
So, but it is exposed. Go back to the 6 sheet view.
Really hard. No, they have hammer.
So Yale will try to take it out.
They have hammer. Because we just scored. We scored last end. No, we scored last end.
Yeah, so Harvard has the hammer.
Will be guys, I'm pretty sure. What's it? Penn State got, or Yale got a kick out of our sit thing yesterday too. What? When I one of the thing I told someone to sell.
So Harvard has left Villanova a little pocket to go into. So if they can go around that front guard and sit on one of those 2 back reds, they could be in a really good position to steal one here. Stone's on its way. The sweepers are just watching it, so it's a little bit toasty. As long as it gets past the guard and curls, it should be okay. They do have backing to work with.
No, I think it's blue right there.
So it's going to hit the back red.
No, right there.
Oh, it just chipped. Yeah, they actually needed to sweep that to hit the red harder. Yeah, so sometimes you have to change to plan B. It's one of the,
all we do is plan B.
one of the other Villanova team, Skip, says that's all we always do is plan B. Yeah, but yeah, sometimes it's plan C, D, E. Yeah. Sometimes the other Skip needs to pay you for making their shots.
They like end up going in the house, but then ship something out to the guard where it was like on the complete other side of the house. But it moved to the guard where we wanted it anyway. I was like, okay.
But when you're in the house calling the line, one of the hardest things to do is to decide to change to another shot. Because you want to believe in the shot that was called, but at some point you just got to switch to something else and try to salvage it, make it do something useful for you. So it looks like Harvard is going to go, I would put one in the 8-foot, right in line with their other 8-foot shot, so that if Villanova turns around and hits it, they're not counting. But drawing in behind the guards also works fine as long as you can bury it nicely. You do not want to leave one on the where it can be easily picked off, and so you don't want to leave it on the tee line. So you don't want to leave it visible. Go to YouTube and Nutmeg Curling. All right, so the Harvard stone is on its way. Again, it looks like they're trying to do the draw into the underneath the guards. They're sweeping hard, so it's not curling much, though. Not clear if it's going to come back enough. Still moving. Oh, it's actually a little now. Oh no, they're going to do what I said. No, it's going to go just past the tee line. Okay, that's okay, because if they sit on that, they're not counting. Hey, Harvard is 1, 2, 3, but Villanova's got a nice pocket to hide into there. So they should. I'd like to call that draw again. That's what they're setting up. Okay, let's go back over to sheet B. Very quickly, take a look at this Yale versus UPenn game. So yellow is sitting 1, but is exposed. So looks like Yale's going to try to take them out. And if they can get a clean takeout, they'll be sitting 4 if they hit it on the nose. So.
I'm saying the exact same thing. I went to theater.
All right, I'm going to switch back over to the full sheet view. Look at Villanova's shot. They're trying to draw into the pocket here. Looks pretty good, actually. They need to sweep to keep it for. It's past the guard. It's going to slide right into the pocket. It's going to be a little tiny bit deep, though. Yeah. Oh, hit that. Yeah. Oh man. Again, I hate to say it. They needed to be sweeping a little bit on that, so they hit that back redstone. But they were trying to get it into the pocket, and. So right now, Harvard is sitting 2, and this is the hammer. So Harvard does have a chance to jump out to a big lead here. They could get another 3 spot and be up 6-1.
Because he doesn't know that middle zone.
Now this is the hammer, so I'm not sure why he was changing that broom. No reason to. You just want to make sure you don't hit the front guards. All you got to do is get full 8 and you get the point. So it looks like he might be a little toasty. It looks like it's going to be just 2 red. They should be able to sweep this out the back, get it past the Yellowstones. Oh, yeah, he did. So 2 red. So Harvard does get 2. It goes up 5-1 after 3 ends. Let's check out what's going on over here on sheet A. Unfortunately, we don't have a far A camera, so I'm going to have to just look at the screen. It looks like we got 2 yellows in the house and then a red. Looks like yellow's counting 2. Okay. And RIT is up. RIT does have a 5-0 lead. So RPI needs to work a little bit here to get the comeback and get back into it. RIT's throwing what looks like a draw shot. Probably try to come down and sit on those 2 Yellowstones in the back. Cut them down to at least 1 and maybe be sitting 1. They're sweeping hard. It looks like a decent shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it died a little bit. It slowed down and dove. So, alas, it looks like still 2 yellow, which is good for RPI.
We're just outside Philly, so it's just
Skips first stone with hammer.
It's like just 20 minutes on your class, so
I'll send you 10 practices. Yeah, you guys are all.
We're like, yeah.
Okay, right now on sheet B,
Yeah,
we got 2 U-pin stones in the 4-foot. They are right next to each other, and it looks like Yale's going to try to split them out. Problem is the one on the left is likely to jam, so they got to be careful. But if they hit it perfectly right between the 2 Yellowstones, then they can at least move them out of the way and be counting. They hit the leftmost one right on the nose. They would not be counting, but would be in a good position to get it on their last shot, unless this is the hammer. Oops, I take that back. This is the hammer. So this is the hammer on sheet B. So Yale team just trying to get rid of those Yellowstones. Yeah, so the shot's on its way. I'm going to stay with this view just so we can see how this turns out.
Or no, like this one. Oh, they probably just couldn't get out far enough.
Oh, we got the vice coming out the sweep. Looks like it's a little narrow, and he's going to clip the guard, and it's going to be 2 yellows.
Yeah, that's what I wondered. Yeah, so with the front and back lines, it has to be fully past the lines instead of in play. With the sides, if it touches it, it's out. Because you cannot hang it halfway over and be on that.
All right, so U-Pin right now has jumped out to 4-0 lead after 3 ends on sheet B.
Bumper crown would be fun.
Entirely new, like.
All the angles you could hit now.
Yeah.
This sheet C shot it was meant to be a guard, I believe. Oh no, I'm sorry. He was trying to take it out. I didn't see the red stone, but he's trying. But he was a little bit wide. It seemed a bit hot for a guard.
Yeah. Yeah, a tad.
Just a tad.
Classic back of the house card.
Yes, hat guard. Hat guard. All right, so Harvard, I believe, is calling for to guard his own stone. Okay, Villanova people, why isn't he splitting the house here?
Harvard? I have no idea.
Yeah. A traditional tactic would be to put a red stone on the other side of the house, right in line with the red stone that's already there. But guarding that one is also a not ridiculous shot. Another shot would be to hit your own red stone and split them. So you have two of them in the house and just at or just behind the tee line. You don't really want stones behind the tee line because they usually help your opposition. So it looks like they were trying for the guard. It's going to come into the top of the house and over curl a little bit, but they're counting two. And it's not an easy double.
They actually really kind of make their national documentary. How often do they each match. They tried it, like 3 matches, stuff like that.
All right, Villanova's shot it's on the way. Trying to pick off at least trying to pick off the back red stone here. They're sweeping really hard. Looks like they might get the peel on the front one, which is not terrible, especially if they hang around. Okay, here comes the Harvard skip to try to sweep it out. They're not going to make it. So that's actually a decent result.
By the way, guys, Sophie would be mortified for that story.
Okay.
Make sure you mention it to her.
What's the weather?
No, make sure you
Oh, you
mention
want
it
to
to her.
okay, great. Oh, okay.
She will turn
Next time
the
at practice,
egg
we'll all
over
bring
eyes.
umbrellas. How come when you guys start nationals, we'll whisper in her ear, like, hey, we're the blue and umbrella store. Trying to see if I can get her to miss the shot, yeah.
It's their only shot.
The
Don't
only
hope
shot,
I have a
the
winning.
only,
Only hope to win.
the only shot she'll ever miss.
Hanging out.
As they're all going back to the same.
Yep. Yeah, big white band, yep.
The big white band with the Pennsylvania plates.
Yep.
Yep.
Because the Penn State guys already got it.
Oh, they have.
So Harvard again, I believe called again for the guard, but it's going to come down a little bit deep and kind of snuggle in next to the other red stone. So this is good for Villanova. It sets up a pretty straightforward double, and they should be able to double them out and leave their stone counting.
Yeah. And also the big stage, because you have
And calling for the inside out
They're all like first year
line,
players, nice curly.
which usually curls a bit more than the outside in line or back towards the center line. So we'll see if this is too much broom or too little broom. I think it might be too little broom. We'll see. Depends on how fast they throw it. And they're not sweeping, so it must be a little bit inside. There we go.
Well, the problem is that, like,
Oh, okay, it's going to actually just peel the front one off.
there's some good people. Yeah.
And then go back and jam on the back yellow. They might be always sweeping it out.
A bigger people that were like.
All right, so we just cleaned out the house a little bit here.
Like, I think the idea is you keep playing with your same people for the entire time. Build a lot of chemistry. Probably just go for the best team.
So basically, they can have a whole interview.
That's what they do. When
Have
they
their
practice,
best
they
teams go out to the tournament.
yeah, so when they practice, they just do like inter-league, like inter-team.
Where's that?
Penn State. The team is massive.
They have master.
They have like about 100 people.
And it's only their second year.
Yeah. And they're on track for nationals. Thanks.
Yeah.
They
Because
said-
they
they
get
said
their
200
participation points.
How close is their practice to campus?
They just played their hockey rink. They have a hockey rink.
They're trying to build. I'm trying to
They're trying to
build
build
on.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Because they got the money to build it.
What's the question?
Penn State.
No, you're.
Oh.
The left coronary artery typically branches into the interventricular artery and the blink artery. Oh, okay, cool. Somebody's
Yeah,
doing some homework practice here.
That was this guy right here.
Yeah.
Is this anatomy and physiology? Or? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, like, it was.
And then in Schenectady, they
Yep.
had and lost to RPI.
The ringer.
Oh, and a Villanova skip sweeps the Harvard Stone out the back. It's a little bit heavy. He actually should have let it hit it so it split him.
That's really good.
So UPenn is just showing themselves to be a little bit better today than Yale, and they've got sitting 3 yellows right now in the house. Top 8, middle of the 4-foot, and back 12. But again, things can change in a hurry. Yale can get a couple good ends and come right back into it. Same thing for Villanova. And Villanova gets the takeout and is going to hang around. In fact, Villanova is currently sitting 2. Harvard should go for, obviously, to take out here. You got a chance for an in-off double to get rid of both of them. Hit the stone on the 4-foot on the outside edge of it. He'd come across and hit the other one.
I think this makes most sense. Yeah. I think they only do the weird stuff when you have more than 16 teams.
Like at
Schenectady or
Schenectady is so weird.
Bruins, I think, was the weirdest one.
They have like a weird.
Like something that like bye weeks and stuff like that.
I was gonna teach double.
Oh, nationals.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah,
Right.
they're
I feel like they should give you like
2-3 games.
Like
So Harvard shot to push the yellow back and out. It looks like it's a downweight takeout. It's actually a little bit light, so they got to let it curl too. It's a little light and wide, so the light is good because it's going to curl enough that it's just going to barely touch the yellow stone and then slide out. So Villanova will be counting. They can take out that Harvard stone and be counting 3.
Yeah, no, take it out. You have one. If we didn't have that one over there, I'd say sit on it. We could do that one, like you get points.
yeah.
So we had 16 teams total in the Bonspiel. Of course, we got 6 of them on the ice right now. There'll be the finals for the A, B, and I believe D events will be at 11:30 after all the teams get the traditional piping onto the ice for the last end or for the last draw. Okay, so Villanova needed to come down and sit on the red, but the skip was a little light, and they're sweeping quite hard. They're going to get it into the house, but it's going to leave leave Villanova counting 1 and the red stone for Harvard in the back behind the 4-foot. So Harvard will try to take out the counting stone and roll underneath the guard. That's the call that they're talking about. So Yale is sitting number 2 right now with a UPenn stone sitting on the button. UPenn is trying to get rid of the Yale stone, but it looks like they came up a little bit way light. So I don't know what the call was there, but they're definitely light and definitely curling too much. So they're going to kind of bump one of the Yale stones, but of no great consequence.
I do.
Mine's my favorite. I do. It's not my favorite. Yeah, I like Bernie. Bujak's not bad.
I think Peter's like a big.
I can see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Gang is interesting. I was listening to him.
Yeah.
But he's really good. Like, I listened to an interview with him. He's really interesting.
Okay, so the Harvard skip is once again trying to get rid of the yellow stone. It's counting, doing an inside-out takeout, coming away from the center line. The stop's on its way. They're sweeping hard. They need to be. They got to go hard to keep from losing this or curling too much because they could end up jamming. But it looks like they got it. Yeah, they're going to get it, and they're going to get a nice roll, too. Now sweep it over. Sweep the roll. Sweep the roll. There we go. All right. That's good. Got rid of it. But it did leave a double. Just hit it just off the nose and get both these red stones, and Villanova could be sitting 3. Villanova has opportunity here. All right, he's sitting 2, 1 and fighting the 4-foot, 1 back in the back left 12-foot. RPI looking to take out the one that's near the center. over on sheet A.
And then you, in theory, could have 3 to if you're playing 4, you could
The
technically.
third end, RPI did score 3, so it's now 5-3 on sheet A. So our RPI is mounting a bit of a comeback.
It doubles.
You only take 6 stones, I think, and you place two as guards, right? Yeah. You get 2
Okay,
guards.
the Villanova stone for the takeout is a little bit narrow, and it's going to, unfortunately, may peel out. No, that got through, and it got rid of one of the Harvard stones. Just curled a little bit too much and ended up peeling it as versus just hitting it out and sticking.
Go Nova though.
Yeah. Formative years.
I was the goalie, like, what? It is actually? Wait, that's so great.
All right, so Harvard team trying to put a counting guard or something on the top of the house to help protect their back red one, but they're a little bit narrow. So it looks like they're gonna curl all the way around the yellow guard. This could actually bump the yellow guard. I can't tell. No, it's gonna miss it. And now Villanova's gonna try to sweep it out. He just needs to get it back so his yellows are out counting it. He's all right. Okay. Okay, that was a good sweep because now he has the hammer, and all he has to do is chip the red out, and Villanova's back in this game. They can pick up 3 here. Not like there's any pressure on the skip or anything, but come on, Skip, do your job. All right, Yale Skip looks like he's got a nice draw down to the yellow one. Oh, can't tell who's counting. All right, so Villanova with a fairly straightforward takeout. So it's like 3/4 visible. Just got to come around the guard and hit. The sweepers are on it really hard early. They got to be careful. It's got to curl enough to get. Oh, it's going to be close. It's looking like a good shot. He's got it. He's got it. Yeah. So Villanova mounting the comeback, picks up 3.
Nice.
Yeah. So it is now 5-4 after 4 ends on sheet C and the C event final. We got ourselves a game here on sheet C. What's the Villanova mascot?
Wildcats.
Wildcats. Oh, yeah, Wildcats. University of Arizona, Wildcats. 89. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
There was once a basketball Final Four that 3 of the 4 teams were Wildcats. It was like Kansas State, Arizona. I can't remember. Might have been Villanova. Yeah, it's like, go Kitties. So we got a cat and dog fight. We got a cat and dog fight on sheet C. The Bulldogs versus the Wildcats.
2 hours.
Oh, no, wait. Harvard is not Bulldogs. That's Yale. What's Harvard's team?
The crimson.
Just the color. Okay.
It's like Syracuse.
So
The orange.
the orange. All right. So we got the red guys against the kitty cats.
Cornell's just big red too.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know.
Cardinal.
And is the Quakers, I believe.
Yeah, the Crimson. No, Crimson Tide is Alabama. That's Alabama. That's not Harvard. Although it's still red.
Yeah. They're Division I athletics, 10 schools in Wildcats. Abilene Christian, Arizona, Bethune-Cookman, Davison, Kansas State, Kentucky, New Hampshire,
Yeah.
Northwestern, Villanova, and Weber State.
Yeah. And somebody's the Cougars. I don't remember who that is. BYU?
I think it's BYU.
Yeah. Brigham Young. Okay, so Yale is trying to bump the UPenn Stone back. Oh, they're sweeping really hard. I'm not for sure why. I guess I didn't see which curl it had on it, so maybe, yeah. So unfortunately, that gave UPenn another one. They stole one in the fourth, so they go up 5-zip. Hello, Ed Sibia. So tell me a little bit about the Yale kids that are out there. What are the majors?
Oh, I don't know.
You have no idea. I'm sitting here with Ed Sibia, who you're the coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Yale team's coach. And they're all fairly new this year, right? There's
this group that's playing in this tournament, Skip, this is her second year playing. The other three
Okay.
are their first year.
Okay, so these are all new, fairly new. The Skip is a second-year curler, and the rest of them are first year. So they're just kind of breaking themselves into the sport.
Yeah.
That's an easy call.
Fun call too.
Yeah.
We just want to hit both of them.
Yeah.
You just hit right in the middle, you just peel it out.
So open the light again.
No. I might go the other way. It's a little bit easier to hit the pocket.
Right in the center. Yeah.
But you can do it either way. And if you're wide on this, you can also do it that way if it's got enough energy.
Yep.
Which appears to be what they're switching to. Yeah, sweet guys, get that, get a little slash, get a little slash. Nope, they just picked off one.
One is better than
Oh yeah. So the Harvard team trying to take the Yellowstone out. Looks like they're a little bit light. Actually, I take it back. They may have been just throwing the guard. They're not going to make it. They're going to work really hard just to keep from hogging. It's going to get past that red line, and it looks like they're going to say, oh, well, let's try the next stone. Sometimes you just don't get enough on it.
Especially with a brand new curler.
That the person just threw? Yeah. Oh, okay. And as the game progresses, the ice changes. It'll often speed up, or usually it speeds up and then slows down right at the end. And if you don't adjust for that, or if you adjust too much, you think it's gotten faster, and it really hasn't gotten that much faster. It's easy to come up short. Nice takeout here by Villanova. Looks like they're going to get the takeout, but they're going to lose the stone. Yeah, a little bit too much angle, so it didn't completely get rid of it. It's all right, though. Villanova's counting 2, but they do not have the hammer. Harvard needs to decide whether they're going to be aggressive or just go for the, make sure they get their one here. They could come down and sit on that yellow to the right. Be a good shot. Taking the yellow out. Be a good shot. Actually,
You watch the Olympics. Olympic level. He was coaching me while we were playing, and I got in a
He would tell us what shots to do against him.
like, he was like, I was like, oh, I kind of want to call like a draw. He's like, you should do this one instead. I was like, okay, I'll do this one instead. Sounds good. Like, I was like, I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, it's better.
Who's doing that?
Cody. Like if we wanted to do like a head-to-head, we make Cody throw leads. Like there's so much damage he can do throwing guards.
it's going to get the peel on this. Unless, if it jams, it may jam though. Oh, it jammed.
That's actually not fair. Because I thought it was less fair because it's like he just said they're all 8 shots.
He without a skip or anything, just throw his own shot, sweep it, and just get exactly where he wants.
Oh, he would just play all. He would just do the entire thing.
Yes.
Well, at least he has to fit. Well, then he doesn't have anyone to mess up like what he wants.
All right, so over on sheet A, RPI has scored another point, and it's now 5-4. So they have climbed back into the game on sheet A. Villanova's trying to take out the Harvard Stone here on sheet C. They're sweeping really hard. Looks like they're going to get it, but it's going to peel, but it's going to get enough or it's going to miss. Oh, it missed. Curl just a bit too much right at the end, and they got a flash. U-Penn trying to pick off the Yale Stone in the back 4 foot with a takeout. Looks like they may have pushed a little bit wide, waiting for it to curl back in. Coming into the house a little bit toasty. I don't think it's going to curl enough. It's trying to, but it's going to just miss or just tick off the Yellowstone. And it just bumps off of it and slides back into biting the back 12. Oh, Yale skip. Emily Peterson immediately calls to put a top 8 foot stone in guarding her back 8 foot stone. Hopefully be counting 2. What's that?
U-Penn, sorry.
Oh.
U-Penn's yellow.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was Sophie Legler, not Emily Peterson.
Something.
All right, so Villanova picks off the front red Harvard Stone, but ends up spilling out. Got a peel instead of a hit and stick. It appears we have Harry Potter movies on the TV in the warm room. I see Harry and Hermione. Harry was there holding a snitch.
So if we do the double, they have hammer, right? You gotta take their stuff out. You gotta hit their stuff. You gotta see if you can take out one of their things.
Hit the left one and
Yeah.
snuggle in underneath the other red, or sit right at angle freeze on the back of it.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect. I mean, the best shot is the upweight takeout that chips the front red out and spits it to the right, and then takes the other one straight back. There's a lot of jam possibilities. All right, back on sheet B. Yale trying to clean up a bit of a mess. UPenn counting 2. Oh, she's a little wide. Starting to curl, but it looks like it might go by. All right, so Yale cuts them down to just 1, but does leave their red stone a bit exposed. But they may just decide to draw in. With the lead they've got, UPenn's they're looking at the guard to guard their 1 point, which is fine.
One of my points. You have a theme goes, you're just gonna shuffle. I was planning on shuffling.
On sheet C, Harvard is up. And right now, let's switch to the far C house. Take a look at this. All right, so actually, it looks like Villanova's 1. No, it looks like Harvard is 1. It's close. So it looks like they're going to try to hit the yellow and roll in.
You can do willows as well.
So we'll stay with this view on sheet C here, just for this shot. Harvard trying to hit on the Yellowstone right next to the Vice's broom. Shot's on its way, and they're sweeping really hard, so they may think it's curling a little too much. Oh, they're actually going right through the gap. We're going to get. Oh, they got the peel, but they're going to lose the stone. Yeah. So Villanova can take out that red Harvard stone and be counting 3. Let's go back over and see what happened on sheet B. So on sheet B, it is now the hammer for Yale. Let's take a look at sheet B from the top. Nice messy house. Got a bunch of stones in the house. UPenn is number 1. Looks like Yale may be number 2. This is the hammer. So there is a chance of splitting those 2 yellows out and Yale scoring 2. It's a tough shot. Not clear whether the top one would end up jamming or not. Depends on the angle they hit it at. Okay, back over here on sheet C. Villanova takes out the Harvard stone, but Harvard has an open draw to the full 8 foot to get their 1. but they are staring down 3 stones, and that can be a little intimidating. So this is a 4-point swing one way or the other right here on sheet C. It's a pretty critical shot in this game here. Harvard could go up by 2, or actually be down if they don't cut them down. So 2 big shots here on sheet, well, certainly a big shot on sheet C and a chance for Yale to kind of start crawling back into it on sheet B. Let's very quickly zip over to that sheet B shot and see how it turns out. Okay, the mice doesn't look too happy because coming in, oh, it's going to actually miss. It's going to hit, but it's not going to have enough energy. So it's going to end up, I believe, scoring 1 yellow, but I'm not sure. It might be 2 yellow. Or not. Yeah. This could be a measure there on sheet B. They're still looking at it. They're still looking at it. Okay, over here on sheet C. Let's go ahead and watch this shot up close. A critical shot here on sheet C. Harvard needs to draw the 8-foot, full 8-foot for 1. Or if he, hopefully at least cutting him down. So again, this is a big shot here. Looks like he's trying to use the back right yellow as a little backing. Oh, he threw it a little bit narrow, and it's curling a lot. And fortunes have changed here on sheet C. It looks like they may end up, yeah, they're going to score 3. It's going to go right through. Yep, so Villanova gets 3. Wow. Oh, that was a big swing, a 4-point swing there. And we all know that feeling as the Harvard skip comes back through the house, not looking happy. So now it is 7-5, Villanova after 5 ends. This game is far from over. 3 more ends of exciting curling to go to see who can pull off the win. And UPenn did pick up 2, so they take a commanding 7-0 lead on sheet B. And over on sheet A, again, we're missing an A straight above camera. But let's see if I can figure it out. Looks like red is counting 2. So RIT is currently counting 2. They have a 5-4 lead. Villanova's team pumped after scoring 3, and leads a little excited and threw a little bit heavy and put it through the house.
Where is that? Where is that? Which way? That's right, half hour.
They're going to hit the guard, or the one that's in the top of the house. I don't think they meant to hit it. All right, got a lot of thinking going on over on sheet C. Let's see if I can tell what's going on. Oh, looks like we got a Yellowstone and a 4-foot fairly buried, so that's good for RPI, I believe. Yeah.
Almost.
Nothing classic, right?
Works. Trust the other team not to play.
I'll fade.
Yep.
You're basically about to guess it ever so slightly, and you're giving it like a straight half to go down.
Oh,
Yeah, so you're basically
just ticked it on sheet A, trying for the peel to peel out the Yellowstone on the 4-foot, but ended up knocking it to the back of the 4-foot. It's a good attempt, just didn't get enough of it.
Just sweep it hard to get it to make sure it stays straight.
So chance of that sheet A ending up at a tie after 5 ends. Still got 2 shots to go though.
Yeah, like it makes it can go a little faster like that. Yeah, so it moves out a little bit.
But doesn't the water slow it down?
No, because there's less of a friction coefficient. It's still water. Less of water gives you less friction than the ice.
Water gives less friction.
The coefficient of sliding friction is less. Oh, nice pick here on sheet C. Harvard picks out the Villanova stone. RPI's last stone on its way on sheet A, and actually they get a little crazy bump action and are counting 2. So sometimes you take what you get and they're counting 2, but RIT has the hammer and now has to figure out a way to sneak one in there to outcount the one in the 8-foot in the back of the 4-foot. There is a draw possibility, not trivial, but they should be able to draw down to it and get their 1.
Yeah, I think we got the notice.
Meanwhile, on sheet C, Harvard's trying to draw one in, but it looks like they might. It's going to be very close. The sweepers are really hard, but they're going to crash on the guard and split out a little bit. Just a little light and curl a little bit too much. Yale setting up a nice end here, counting 3 with a guard out in front of them. Oh, I goofed up the colors again, didn't I? All right, so UPenn is continuing their slaughter. It's counting 3 with the guard. Oops. Sometimes it happens. Anybody know how long the UPenn curlers have been playing?
Sophie.
Sophie's
Sophie's
been
a
playing
freshman.
forever.
Okay.
I don't know if you're playing now, but.
Oh, so Yale goes for the double there and gets rid of at least one stone and opens it up a bit.
The other two are new.
I know that the Yale team has one first or three first years and one second year curler. So UPenn seems like some of them have been on the ice a little bit longer.
At least two. Yeah, same way, yeah. Sense of your own.
Oh, she's from Switzerland? I was trying to figure out her accent is so pleasant.
Wow, this person's way too pleasant.
Yeah.
To be born here, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Christine from
Mm-hmm.
Which is the strongest?
Thor's not really a strong team, nor is Tufts.
North Tufts.
Not at this point. Who's plays in the NBA?
So Harvard and MIT.
Jokic
Yes.
is 6', Zion Williamson is like 6'5".
We've also all been around for
There you go.
I haven't done my
Paul has tough on Paul. He's
Oh, you
tall.
just give the watch.
No, I mean he's just tall. Probably close to above it.
Oh, he's got to be.
Maybe 11.
So Harvard gave up 3 in the last end, but it's now mounting a counter comeback. They're counting 2. Looks like they're going to put a third one in here. Could end up as a guard. I did not see the call. Guard would not have been unreasonable. Looks like it's going to slide down to it, and looking pretty good, actually. Going to stop in the top 12. That's a nice shot, a nice biter. Yeah, it's a beautiful shot. Does leave a possible double, but it's not trivial.
He got a truck from like one of the local companies, and it's like a giant. Yeah. He also he in his head on a ceiling like an NBA facility was made. Oh, you know what it is. Right now.
So all 3 games are in the 6th inning. On sheet C, it is 7-5.
You know how they got the
Villanova. On sheet B, it is 7-0 in favor of UPenn. And on sheet A, the RPI team did steal 1, and so it is now all tied up 5-5 on sheet A.
I just remember 07.
Yeah.
And her big print.
Okay.
Like, wow, like I was his fingers on like here.
Right, yeah.
The wide. Not that.
So Villanova's takeout for going for the double on sheet C went a little wide. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So it whips right through.
Hey, it's worth 3 points, right?
Yeah. Oh, if only. Okay. Little trash talk going on here between the Villanova team on the ice and the Villanova team in the warm room. Yeah. Discussing that flash there. Are you guys the better team? And you just
Usually
What
about
about
even.
even?
About even.
Yeah, we went 1-2 this weekend. They went 2-1. So.
Okay.
We split it evenly so that
Yeah.
we all have an equal shot.
I'd be showing a broomstone.
And what ice do you play on?
We're in Philadelphia Town Club.
Okay.
Yeah, right now.
Once a week you have?
Saturday
Yeah.
afternoons.
We have Sunday afternoon Yale's here, or
Yeah.
Sunday early evening, like, I don't know, 6 o'clock, I think, or 5 o'clock.
Saturday afternoon's not bad. You're not really doing anything on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
This is college basketball.
But it's good you got dedicated ice to play on.
Yeah.
Makes a big
Yeah,
difference.
it's great club. It's only 2 sheets, but still, like, it's,
Yeah.
great.
Who's your coach?
We don't have one.
We are our own coach.
You're the self-coach team. Yeah. Well, Ed Simeon, he's a Yale coach back. Yeah. One of our, he's been around for a while here. It's quite good.
We don't have a coach. Just don't know. I mean, you need to come back and be a coach. Yeah.
Okay, Harvard is still, they bumped their own guard. They're still counting 3.
Toss something.
Yeah.
Toss it.
Hit something. Hit something.
Legit.
Come on, the triple's there.
Yeah.
How many more stones?
Yeah, maybe.
One free first. So, Harvard's gonna
I
throw
don't
last.
think he has peel weight to do it.
I think I just trying to double. Have a gap there. If he
I
wants
think
to
he
draw,
should just try it.
Getting the front two is definitely, I don't know if the triple's there, but it would be very, you'd have to have huge weight and hit just a perfect angle.
Draw.
Sean will take a takeout.
I would try to double.
I don't
Yeah,
think
but
Sean
it's
can.
takeout.
Sean, I don't think Sean can do a draw.
Yeah,
I would try
I
to
would not
double,
touch
and then
Sean's draw.
worst
Yeah,
case they
they-
get 2 when they tie it up, and you go to the last end with hammer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The problem is if you don't get both out, then
They can get 3.
yeah.
But if you don't, they can get like 4.
You want to come across the face so you have a chance of sliding in after the.
Yeah, you can get.
All right, so Villanova going for a double here. Harvard is counting 3. The stone's on its way. Looks like it may be a little wide. It's got to curl back. It's going to go right in between the 2 front red ones, I think. Uh-oh. This is not good for Villanova because it's going to bump another one in. Uh-oh.
Big.
I'll say it's not good.
Not good, yeah.
Not good.
The other Villanova team agrees that was not good. Yeah. So Harvard has a draw for 5. You know, all he's got to do is touch the paint.
Big yikes.
Uh-oh. Oh, I think we're getting a choke symbol here from the...
We love them.
The what?
Showing our support.
Oh, okay. All right. I misinterpreted there. They were putting American Sign Language C's up, and I thought they Oh. All right. They're trying to back up their skip.
You have to sit up in the car right home.
Oh. All right. So the Harvard skip's trying to draw in for 5 here to jump out to the lead.
3-point lead would be,
Yeah. So it's way out on the right side, and it could be real slow out there sometimes. So they may need to. They're not going to make it. Yeah. He got out in the Phragmites, as I call it. So it dug in and barely made. I don't even know if it didn't even make it across the hog line. Maybe it doesn't matter. So it's 4 red. Okay. So Harvard comes up 2 without the hammer in the 7th in. So in the 6th in, they score 4. It is now 9-7.
Next scoring game.
Over on sheet A, Yellow throws the peel, gets rid of 1 red stone, but leaves them counting 2.
I love college curling. Sports are way more crazier than like the typical like 5-4 like professionals.
Yeah.
So UPenn, yeah, it looks like UPenn got 1 in the 6th in on sheet B. So they're now up 8-zip
I always saw
over Yale.
UPenn get like
And they elected to throw the stone through the house.
or something like that, and they had like 7 in the house. I want to say at one point it was crazy.
At this point, UPenn will simply make sure they have no guards and keep it nice and clean. So Villanova's going to have to mount yet another comeback. This has been quite a seesaw game here on sheet C. In fact, looking at the scoreboard, realizing now that nobody has ever scored 1 point.
Oh, no, one, just in the second half.
Oh, what? Up there is second in. Yeah, Villanova got 1. So the scoring for Harvard has been 3 points, 2 points, and 4 points. The scoring for Villanova has been 1 point, 3 points, and I can't tell if it's 2 or 3. Yeah, so this has definitely been a seesaw game here on sheet C.
Where? Scored that over your Belrose?
Belrose. Oh, over there.
Where?
We hopping on this.
Can I hop in? Do you care?
What's that? Oh, you want to talk a little bit? All right, one of the Villanova guys wants to come in and join us for the last bit of this final here. Yeah. Turn on this.
He's on a power trip now.
Okay, so we have a guest commentator. There's lots of rules, but basically, you know, no cursing, no telling the other team that they're horrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just our own team, right? That's fine.
And no drinking, but you haven't been drinking, so you're good. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's make sure real quick here.
We good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good. You're on
cool.
too. You're good.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ed Keenan, president of Villanova Curling. Watching this last end now.
They're going to time out.
Might just
Harvard
hit that,
going for the takeout, and they've got the takeout. The question is whether they'll hang around. They do.
Yep.
No matter what happens.
Yeah. Matt Cregan's looking at me right now for Villanova, trying to imitate me announcing this game.
It's the 2-hour limit.
I see.
It's 10:50 right now, so they have to usually like the conference.
So how many curlers do you have on your Villanova team? How many regularly play?
We have about 10 or so members, I want to say, for the club, give or take. We have 8 here right now, and then 1 or 2 guys couldn't make it this weekend. So.
Yeah.
It's been good. Good size club.
You play the same teams when you go out, or do you switch the teams around?
We mostly mix it up. Usually the first and second will mix up. Usually, we know with the skip and Vice like to keep the same usually.
Yeah.
The consistency there.
So Villanova throwing the
Gonna
takeout
hit
here,
that.
and they got it.
Yep.
May not get rid of it. Yeah, I think they did.
Yep.
It's gone. So Harvard wants to play a takeout game here. Villanova needs to score 2. So Harvard's just going to take this Villanova stone out.
They got hit
That's
though.
fine.
You get to split the house territory.
They want to just play very clean. Villanova, of course, would love to score 2 and come home tied up. Have to steal one for the win. Somebody's getting a big sweep call out there, and they did it. They got it in. They got 2 on sheet A.
That one's all tied up through 5 also.
Yeah, that was a nice comeback, actually.
Why?
All right, Harvard's takeout's on its way.
It looks wide.
It looks like that may not. Yeah, see, he's going inside out, and the thing is, on our ice, you get a lot of curl off the center line.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
And if you're not used to it, now this is an interesting call because guard is an okay shot, but you could also split the house here because you're really going to go for 2. You split the house and you just trade them down, take out the takeout. The problem with the guard is that it's not counting, but also if it's too close, it makes an easy double. So
looks like it's a little light though.
Well, if you're going to put the guard up, you actually don't want it too close because it's going to end up being an easy double. And it's going to, it's going to slide right down. That's the problem. It's going to slide right down to it and set up a fairly easy double. Now, all they have to do is pop that front one, and they both go.
Yeah, they both peel out that way.
Now, you still got to make the shot.
Of course.
Sometimes when you're drooling and looking at an easy double, you push it wide or come up light.
We talked about yesterday too. For some reason, an open takeout seems so much harder too when there's nothing on the ice.
Yeah, when it looks really easy, the shot can be hard.
Open takeout down the middle, you think you got it, and it's just. But you put a couple stones in play, and then I think you focus more on the line that way.
I disagree with the call to hit the back one. They should just hit the front one hard. Not sure. Interesting because this broom gives you the chance to just pick off the back one or hit the front one.
Yeah.
You go the other way, and you have a better chance of just cleanly picking.
Looks like
hitting
they're
them
trying
both
to
out.
factor in the curl. I think they came
Oh,
out
no, it's
wide
going to over
there.
curl.
Yeah.
Yep. He came out narrow, and it's just going to slide out into. Yeah.
Now you got to split the house, definitely. See if you can draw behind that
absolutely.
red.
Either draw behind it or even put one out in the 8 foot.
Yeah.
All right, so we need to be yelling at your other skip there.
Oh,
whoops!
oh,
And
slipped and
somebody
fall on
just
the
found
blocks.
out that you can easily trip on the hacks.
Yeah.
But he's up and he looks okay.
He's not. A couple bumps and bruises, doesn't kill anyone.
He's young. He's bendable.
Yeah.
Well, I
Looks like they're stacking that area.
quietly disagree with this call.
Yeah.
But if you just put a guard up in front of those two, that's okay.
Looks like they might want to protect the double takeout, perhaps.
Yeah, that's what it. But it's going to
Needs to be
not
curl a
going to
lot
be
more.
a guard. Just putting another one in the house there. The only problem with it is then I can shoot at all three of them.
Yeah.
He's
Although it looks
gonna
like it's
end
had
up
an
with a
okay
guard.
angle that.
That's an okay guard. Yeah. Now
He's double line tougher.
he still leaves the double on the left side of it.
Yeah.
But it's tighter. He cut it down some, makes him work harder.
I would even hate Harvard here trying to just plop one in the middle and see if Noah can beat that, though. See if he can put behind their own guard.
Yeah, well, they do have a 2-point lead.
Mm.
So, for me, this would depend on the person who's in the hack, who's throwing, whether they're comfortable with takeouts. If they're comfortable with takeouts, you just go ahead and go for it. If they're not comfortable with takeouts, you might draw underneath your guard.
Look, they're still going for the takeout, though, it seems like.
I don't understand why he's going that way.
Mm.
Oh, now he's thinking about the draw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's a series of
All right, so it looks like he's going for the takeout, and he's going to hit the front one and just run it back into them. Hey, I mean, the triple is there.
Yeah.
But it's got to hit it just right.
A very small margin of error going for the
Yeah.
triple there.
Well, the line looks,
coming in hot.
looks pretty good, man. You need the
They're trying to
velocity.
keep it.
Hey, let's switch here and watch it come in. Boom. Oh, they didn't let it curl enough.
Mm. Put away the guard, though, at least.
Yep. Did remove the guard.
Yeah.
Come on, split the house.
I know, we're dying for a split the house right now.
And he's going to put it back. You
Yep.
know, it worked last time. It did its job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The more stones you
So-
make them burn trying to take out your guard, the better off you'll be. This here is Peter Kratz, who's doing it for 3 years now. He's had a great tournament so far.
Mm-hmm.
Sean said, our skip has said he's single-handedly won the last 2 games for them. They needed to get into the spot right now, so.
Yeah. Well, Vice is a wonderful position. And
Yeah.
It's the skips get all the glory, but very often it's
Or
the Vice
blame.
that wins the blame. or the blame, yeah.
Yeah.
Vice can win games because they can be setting the skip up for, well, skip's just throwing a simple shot for to score or throwing up guards.
It's going to stay pretty high up.
Yeah, he wants it to stay high. You'd want this to be a 2
Might just
or
bite.
a 3, but it's going to slide right. It's unfortunately going to go in close enough. It makes the shot a little easier, but
Touching the house, though, at least, though, which
Yeah.
would give them the lead.
if he noses the front one, he gets rid of the back 2 and leaves the other one counting.
Mhm.
So he has to hit it just off nose to get rid of all 3 of them.
Yep. Look like he had the speed in the last shot, too. It was more just the line seemed like the issue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He had the velocity was fine. They were actually sweeping. They should have let it curl a little bit more.
Looks like Penn still has a bunch in the house right now, too.
Yeah.
At least 2 or 3 in the house, it looks like.
Since they're talking over there, let's take a look at that. Yeah, Penn's counting 2.
Mm-hmm.
It is almost for sure if they score here, they'll shake.
And looks like they're going for the triple here back on sheet C.
Oh, yeah. His only trouble is to pitch it wide.
Well, they had missed 3 straight takeouts coming from the inside to the outside in.
So Schroeder for the triple. Oh, he looked wide.
Outside in.
Oh no, they're
Yeah.
sweeping. It's pretty hard to tell the line in here.
Yeah, it's right at an angle too.
It's very
I think
easy
it's gonna
for
hit
to-
it pretty well actually.
Yeah.
And it peels out the back too, and that
Yeah,
one looks
that's
like
what I
it
said.
sticks
Hit
right
the
there.
nose, and so.
Now it's when
Okay.
you gotta split the house for sure.
So after that shot, this is what they left. Like I said, it hit the front one dead on the nose, got rid of the 2 yellow stones. Okay.
Great shot. Why did he just
All right, what just happened on A?
hit and roll?
Who scored?
Our IT just got one.
Okay. So
Was that the
our
last end though?
no, it's the 6th in. They're a little
Oh, they
behind.
get one more.
They got 2 more.
No.
Right?
They're
Yeah,
going
yeah.
by time and then an extra end if they're tied. They're not playing 8.
Oh, I didn't know we were under the clock.
Should be
Yeah.
on the clock.
Are we on the
Yeah,
clock?
we are.
Oh.
Looking like Nova's gonna draw in behind here, but it's looking like it's
Yeah.
gonna end up very light here. Or maybe not. Maybe it might just be able to sneak behind it. Just get
They're
into the
sweeping
house
really
maybe,
hard, and
and
it came up just short.
leaves potential race chance later on.
Yeah.
But for right now, it's not helping them too much.
Just the one?
I believe 2. Yeah, just Sean's left, I believe.
Okay.
So the first skip stones
Not
without
too
the
bad.
hammer for Harvard. They do have a straight run back pick out to take out to remove the Villanova stone. That's probably what I would call.
That's
The other
race
call
take
is
out,
just
yeah.
to draw underneath and be counting.
It's just like a sports talk show.
Because the red is close to the yellow, it's a pretty straightforward shot.
Yeah, if you just nose it, it goes right
Yeah.
back.
3 to 5
Okay, I think we got shaken on sheet B. Yes, we do. So sheet B, Yale versus UPenn is over, and UPenn takes the win. I'm not sure what the final score is. I'm not
Not
sure
sure
if
much matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 or 3 stones for yellow. So congratulations to UPenn. Will be moving on to one of the finals. I'm not for sure which one. What's that?
The A final.
The A final. Okay, so that is the A final. So they'll be in the.
A and B are the A semis.
Okay.
This is the A7. Yeah.
This is the 10 seed.
So UPenn is into the finals.
And the winner on that.
And so the winner on sheet A will be playing them, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And good luck to
And
that. The
that's
one
a-
on sheet A.
Yeah, it's a close game also.
And then the losers will end up playing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the losers, play
Yeah.
each other.
So now Yale will play the loser of sheet A for 3rd place now after this.
Okay, Harvard shot's on its way here. Let's just switch over to this. Watch the stone come in. See if there looks. I think they're just going to try to draw underneath.
Looks like it's not coming in too.
But it's all about the weight here.
They're not trying to draw their time.
Oh, they were trying to take out. Yeah.
Kind of rolled decently behind that
Yes.
though, but
Oh, they got away with it there, and they're counting.
but there's a hit and roll chance for
Yeah.
Nova if they can take that
Yeah,
out.
Villanova has a straightforward hit and roll on that.
We can finally split the house if they take it out.
Yep, just nose it and sit there.
It's gonna be a they can get the hit and roll.
Yeah, Sean knows his specialty is more takeouts than it is draws anyway, so I know he probably feels a lot more
He
comfortable.
likes the shot.
Yes, especially we're both lefties too, so coming from this side
Yeah.
for him, it's a pretty good angle on it.
So on sheet A in the 7th in, I believe RIT scored, so I think
Yes, at
they're
least
up
one.
So I think it's 6-5. They'll put the score up here momentarily. We'll know for sure.
Line looks okay for this. Might be
Looks
it's
okay.
coming in nicely, I think.
Yeah.
He's got it. The question is whether it over curls and he loses it. No, he's got it.
Gonna roll right
That
behind
should
those. Looks
stick
like.
around. That's a nice shot.
It's a very nice takeout.
Nice
so far.
shot by Villanova on sheet C. Gets the hit and rolls underneath the guards. So
It's like Harvard would need a
Villanova
very good
has a real
draw
good chance.
to force them.
Now, let's look at this. Now, the interesting thing is, all right, so sheet B's coming in off the ice. Looks like they are actually going for the in-off double. It's there. They hit the yellow stone on the inside, closer to the center line. and just barely hit it, and come across and hit the other
Yeah,
yellow.
forcing Nova to do a crazy draw for 2.
Yes. Or if they pull the shot off, they could be sitting 1, and Nova would just be trying to get their 1.
But still, the most important thing is just taking out that one shot
Yes.
if you're Harvard.
Yep, force them to make the draw for 2, or a take if it's a
Hugging center line right now. Looks okay. It's been
Yeah,
kind of a
looks-
lot
looks good.
going center to left on this way.
yeah.
But it looks like they have the line for it.
They need to come off. They come off. They really are going for the in-off double, and they got it.
Oh, wow.
And they got it. Yeah, they were going for it all the way.
The perfect double take right there.
Yeah,
That
that was beautiful, and behind cover, that was a beautiful shot by the Harvard team. So Villanova just has to
find a way to get
draw
to
the button right on top of the pin. Roll. They could also run their Yellowstone back.
See if they could raise their Yellowstone and spin the one
That was a beautiful shot. That's funny. I mentioned the in-off double, and then they went for it. I didn't realize they're actually going for it.
Now, if I know Sean knows, and I know Sean was fairly well, he can try and find something to try and get 2 here. He's not gonna settle just for 1 in the lock. He's gonna try and find some weird shot.
I don't see a shot for 2 because you have to split the front one in.
Yeah.
And if you split it in, the red one's still sitting there.
Yeah.
So what they got to do is make sure that they get 1. And the way to get that is
The drop.
either the heavy draw and bump it, or
He's trying to find the angles
run
right
it
now.
straight back.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult shot because it's
Yeah.
pretty well buried.
I know Sean would rather lose by 3 with a chance to get 2 than he
Yeah.
would just lose by 1.
I think the physics as it gets them. In fact, getting to the nose is hard
Yeah.
because of that front guard. Not impossible, but hard.
Exactly. We're dealing with a business major here, not a physics major. We got Matt Krieger on the ice, our on-ice reporter.
So red, which is RIT, did get 1 in the 6th in over there on sheet A. So they're up 6-5, and they're playing the 7th in.
Looks like they're all going for some kind of raise right
I
here.
need to ask somebody who's in charge. Are they on the clock? Is this the last in on sheet A?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they only had a certain amount of time to play the entire game, so they're not going to be able to play 8 ins on sheet over there on sheet A.
You have to raise.
So,
I
now,
think it needs to
will admit,
curl
I
in
don't
more
know
though.
on sheet C if that's also true. If
Oh,
this
they're
is
going
also
off
the
right
last
now. Because
in.
they're gonna
He's
miss
gonna, he's
it.
gonna
to
peel
their own
it,
stuff.
and Harvard's going to pick up 1. Harvard's going to go up.
Yeah, just an incredible
to 7.
double takeout there with the
It
hammer
was,
for
well, it
the
was
last
a great,
shot.
it was a beautiful in-off takeout.
I think you can do that if you're
and they
Nova.
are conceding, and so Harvard takes the win over Villanova in the C final at the 2020 Yale SuperSpiel.
I guess one of the crazier final box scores you're gonna
Yeah.
see though when you look at the
was
ends
good.
and how much they scored. All right, well, thank you for letting me do this.
Yeah, no problem.
Here you go. Thank you.
What did you guys? Are you good? What? Make you proud, man? Okay. Awesome. Wait, you were reading it? Yeah. Can I, like, yes?
Okay, so over on sheet A, here's the situation. It's 6-5 in favor of RIT. However, it is the 7th in, but it is the last in because they are on the clock, and so they have to.
Nighttime radio.
They didn't make it in time to finish full 8 ins, so I'm going to switch back over to the 6 house view, so we can see the far A house.
I try to keep on track, but we're known to go off.
And right now,
No, my team was call. We'll call it.
looks like red is counting in the back 12. Can't tell. There's another Yellowstone. I can't really see it. I don't know whether or not it's counting.
Great shot. I'm saying, like, oh, we had to get roll in, and maybe she was trying to, like,
All right, now red is definitely counting with 1 in the 4 foot, hiding behind the guard. So that was a great shot for RIT.
that was like, that happened with MIT. The same thing happened.
So RIT just simply has to.
Ben, or send me a picture of them.
Well, they don't have the hammer, so.
Wait, Ben wants his phone. What? He wants his phone. Oh, why can't I don't know. He wants his phone. Hey, get back out there. Get back out there.
Hey, thanks so much. Okay, you have another one? We gotta go take a photo. I'll wait a minute. Sure.
The RPI throwing what looked to be a draw, but it just clips the guard. It ends up front, out in front of the house. So at the moment, RIT is looking pretty good, counting, I believe, 2. And one of them is in the 4-foot buried behind guards. But it's not over with yet. It's only a 1-point game. So right now the RIT House Elves are in the driver's seat, up 1, but they don't have the hammer, but they're sitting 1, buried. And here comes the RIT Stone. Not sure what they were up to with this shot. I guess they're trying to throw the draw out and block that port is what they're trying to do. And it looks like they're going to pull that off nicely. It might actually just slide in. Nope, that's fine. So they're just blocking a draw. I don't know if they completely blocked it. Let's walk down there so I can see the lines a little bit better for these last few shots. We got a very little curler here in the house. He's got his farm tractor. Yeah, is it a farm tractor? No, it's a 4-wheeler. Okay, ATV. Hi. Okay, I'm walking over to sheet A. Hello. Oh. So.
6'5".
Yeah, RIT's in good shape.
Well, I don't know. You never know.
Yeah. Well, they got one buried again, biting a button, buried behind a bunch of guards.
Which one's buried?
Yeah, the red one.
Yeah, there's 2 red ones.
Yeah, well, that's number 2. I'm just saying. Yeah.
The RPI is showing us that they know how to thread the needle.
Yeah. So you're not.
We're not celebrating yet.
Yeah. So put the guard up.
Yeah.
What would you do right now?
I'd put the guard in a 12-foot on the right side. Block the draw. Block the draw. I mean, you've got
what he's doing.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. You've got the game in hand. You just want to, you've got your 1 point you need. Just make it hard for them to get it in there. So even if it's high, it could be out in front of the house and still, well, it's a little bit wide. I don't know how much it's curling. I haven't been watching that close, but they need to sweep.
Right.
Well, what it is they were waiting for it to curl.
That's not even...
Oh, no, do we have... Oh, yeah, they made it. Oh, by a matter of inches, they get a high guard, which does do some good. It makes it a little harder to get in there.
What happens if you have a stone that doesn't cross the
If it's out. It's called hogging the stone, and it's taken out of play. And that was
if it hits the line.
If it's touching the red line.
Yeah,
it has to be all the way across the red line to be in play. Unless there's another stone, like if there's a stone sitting just past the line and you hit it, and then you're touching, then that's still in play.
It takes out.
Yeah. So I've been watching the curl over here, so this is a very tough draw because of that guard. Even though it's barely across the hog line, it makes the draw hard. The easier shot, it's a long way. Actually, no, this is tough. I mean, there's a huge run back. They hit their yellow one back. But
are they timed how long they could do it?
Yeah, so that's why they're not going to get 8 ends in. Yeah, they have to play. They have to start the 7th in by a certain time to be able to play the 8th in. So they are going to try the big run back.
I think they're phoning curve,
Yeah.
somebody in to see the lifeline.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely a bit of, they're trying to hit their own yellow stone back at an angle and hit the red stone on the back forefoot.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's a very difficult shot. It's some 20 feet of. Now, the other thing is just opening it up because they've got another stone.
Right. Yeah.
So the shot's on its way. Let's see what I think here. It looks like they're a little wide. So unless it's curling a bunch, this is just going to peel the front one. Oh, there it goes. It's gonna hit it, but it's going to be a little too much angle. Little ticky-tacky bumpies. And
Trying to
okay.
open it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So now he needs to
Just plug the hole up. Yep. All he's got to do is plug that hole up.
got this.
Got your curling strategy. That's right. Yeah. Well, it has been called chess on ice, and I think that's because there's a lot of strategy, a lot of tactics, and that might be why it attracts all these engineers and chemists, and yeah, there's a certain draw for the technically inclined. Well, we get our share of business majors and marketing people. And
It's still wide open, right? There's still.
yeah,
He has to plug it.
yeah.
On the right side.
The only thing he doesn't want to do is leave one deep in the house, like near the middle of the circle, that they could hit. So as long as they don't do that, it should be fine. Yeah, you get the hit and roll. Looks a little light. They got to sweep hard to get it across the line, the hog line. I think he may. We got another possible hog. They're sweeping hard. Oh, they got it. Oh, no problem. It had more than I thought on it. Oh, a little bit of an overcurl. All right, so RPI just has to draw the button. That's why they're the skip. That's their job. Draw the button. Now, if he does, though, it's an extra end. You earn that extra, so it's another end.
What does that mean?
That you play a whole other set of stones, 16 stones coming. You'll bring them back. If he doesn't make this shot, it's over with because of the time. If he makes it and they score one, it's tied, and they'll play it. They'll bring them back.
Yeah, but I thought you go to the tiebreaker.
Well, I think the tiebreaker is. I think they'll play, but I don't know. I might be wrong. I'm not.
I think they said that. You know,
Does the tie play another end?
Yeah. They're never gonna stop.
here it goes.
All right, we get the drum roll.
Pressure on this poor kid.
That's right. This is what skips are paid for. Yeah. Donkowski for the tie.
He goes for the draw.
Yeah, he's got to draw the button. He's got to beat that red stone.
What do you think, guys?
Well, if it curls enough, it's okay. But it's all about the curl now. It's got to curl. It's got to curl. It's trying. Oh, he's on the guard. Game over.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're shaking. Sheet A. RIT gets the win. Nice comeback for RPI, but then RIT pulls it off. Wow. All right, so that's a wrap for the 9 a.m. draw, 2020 college, Yale College Spiel. Coming up at, I believe, 11:30 will be the last finals. I don't know if I'll be on the mic or if there'll be others on the mic, but all right, I'm going to go over here. And so our three winners again was Villanova. Harvard on sheet C, UPenn on sheet B, and RIT on sheet A. So come back around 11:30 for the final draw. The A, B, and D finals. The C finals was won this morning by Harvard. And that's it. So I am going to over here, live screening, and say good morning, good day, and maybe see you for the finals.